There exists a place where nature explodes in biodiversity, a territory so vast it hides untouched paradises, extraordinary creatures, and landscapes that defy imagination. This is Brazil, a universe of natural wonders waiting to be revealed. Prepare yourself for a journey through the most secret and spectacular corners of the fifth largest nation on the planet. Pantanal, the Kingdom of Waters. Our expedition begins in the heart of the continent, where the largest floodplain on the planet extends. The Pantanal, an aquatic world that pulses to the rhythm of the seasons, harboring concentrations of wildlife that rival Africa. Here, water and land dance an ancient choreography. For 6 months, rains transform 200,000 square kilometers into an ocean of fresh water. And when the waters recede, they reveal an unparalleled spectacle. The giant anteater traverses these plains like a prehistoric ghost, solitary and majestic. It destroys termite mounds with powerful claws, its 60-centimeter tongue capturing up to 30,000 insects per day. The female carries her single offspring on her back for nearly a year, a perfect camouflage strategy, where the young one's stripes merge with the mother's. In the murky waters, the giant otter reigns as supreme predator. At nearly 2 meters in length, it's the largest otter in the world. They live in noisy, territorial, family clans, their vocalizations echoing through the rivers. But even these experienced hunters must remain vigilant. The Pantanal harbors the largest concentration of caimans on the planet. More than 10 million of them. The Pantanal caiman can reach 3 meters and live beyond 50 years. They are patient assassins, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. Capybaras, the largest living rodents, appear tranquil, but the tension is constant. Their young swim minutes after birth, a vital ability in this amphibious world. And then, the presence that dominates this kingdom, the jaguar. The Pantanal concentrates the largest population of this feline in the Americas. Here, they have developed a unique specialization. They have become masters of aquatic hunting. Unlike other felines, these jaguars do not fear water, with jaws capable of piercing turtle shells and caiman skulls. They are possibly the most powerful felines in the world, pound for pound. An inattentive capybara can be dragged away in seconds. But the most impressive, they also hunt adult caimans. The Pantanal is theater for the encounter between two apex predators, an ancestral battle between scales and fur, teeth and claws. And the jaguar, surprisingly, often wins. Amazon, the green heart. If the Pantanal is the kingdom of waters, the Amazon is the green lung of the planet. 6.7 million square kilometers of tropical forest, an area larger than all of Western Europe. 60% of it is in Brazilian territory. There are regions of this forest where human feet have never trodden. The canopy closes at 50 meters high, creating a world of perpetual twilight. Here, it's easy to get lost. Every tree seems identical. Every sound, an unknown threat. In the highest canopy, we find the world's smallest primate, the pygmy marmoset. At only 100 grams, it fits in the palm of your hand. But don't be deceived by its size. They are consummate acrobats, leaping up to 5 meters between branches. Lower down, at a diametrically opposite pace, the sloth embodies the philosophy of energy conservation, moving so slowly that algae grows on its fur. It is invisibility in slow motion. Its metabolism is half of what's expected for a mammal of its size, because the harpy eagle lurks. With talons the size of grizzly bear claws and a 2-meter wingspan, this eagle is winged terror. In the floodplains and river margins, the tapir, the Amazon's largest terrestrial mammal, moves with surprising caution for its 300 kilos. But the true giants here are silent. The kapok tree, with buttress roots 10 meters high, reaches 70 meters. And all of this is irrigated by the king of rivers, the Amazon. In these murky waters glides one of the planet's most enigmatic creatures, the pink river dolphin. But the true leviathan here is the green anaconda. The Amazon is an ophidian paradise. Beneath the waters, a shock awaits, the electric eel. And then, near Manaus, a phenomenon occurs that defies the eyes. The meeting of waters. Cerrado, the forgotten savanna. Beyond the Amazon's fame, there exists a frequently forgotten biome. The Cerrado, Iguazu Falls, the roar of waters. The border between Brazil and Argentina guards one of the most overwhelming natural spectacles on the planet. Lençóis Maranhenses, liquid desert. In northeastern Brazil, there exists a geological contradiction. Fernando de Noronha, jewels of the Atlantic, 350 kilometers from the northeastern coast. Double quotes. CHAPA de Diamantina stone treasures. In the interior of Bahia, Bonito, natural aquarium. Ing. Mato Grosso do Sul, Parody, where history meets paradise. Where mountains covered with Atlantic forests meet the sea. RAECOA. Where dunes meet CO, a peculiar phenomena. Christ the Redeemer. Eternal symbol in Rio de Janeiro, atop Corcovado Mountain. Rio de Janeiro, marvelous city. And speaking of marvelous city. Deep Amazon secret. Sanctuaries. Back to the Amazon, where secrets still await. From flooded plains to mountains that touch clouds. Double quotes. Brazil is more than a country. It's a concept. This is the Brazil that few know, because in a country with 8.5 million square kilometers and the planet's greatest biodiversity, there will always be one more marvel waiting to be discovered.
Brazil, a nation where nature architects impossible vistas, where verdant forests exhale life, where the ocean cradles over 7,000 kilometers of coastline, where an unmistakable fervor pulsates in every corner. This is a land of magnificent extremes, of stark contrasts, of untamed, relentless beauty, the fifth largest territory on the planet. Its sheer scale is breathtaking. Traversing it from the northernmost point to the south covers a distance equivalent to journeying from London to Egypt. A country spanning 4 distinct time zones, where each region constitutes virtually a world unto itself. Prepare yourself to explore Brazil's most astounding, most primal, most unforgettable locales. This is a journey poised to fundamentally alter your perception of this continental nation. Welcome to the extraordinary Brazil. The Amazon, the planet's emerald heart. Envision an ocean, not of water, but of trees. The Amazon rainforest stretches out like an infinite, verdant tapestry. 6 million square kilometers of unadulterated life. It stands as the Earth's preeminent natural laboratory. From the damp jungle floor to the towering canopy reaching 50 meters skyward, each stratum constitutes a distinct universe. Jaguars prowl in the shadows. Macaws cleave the air with cacophonous cries. Blue morpho butterflies flit and dance amidst filtered shafts of sunlight. The Amazon River meanders relentlessly for nearly 7,000 kilometers. During the rainy season, it engulfs entire tracts of forest. Fish navigate among submerged branches, and the distinctive pink river dolphins gracefully explore the flooded territories like aquatic choreographers. This forest holds 12% of the world's entire freshwater supply. It generates 20% of the oxygen we breathe, and it continually yields secrets. Every year, scientists catalog hundreds of new species. The Amazon is not merely a forest, it is the vital organ that sustains the planet. Iguazu Falls, nature's thunderous roar. On the border with Argentina, nature stages its most immense aquatic spectacle. 275 individual cascades spanning a front of nearly 3 kilometers. This is a roar you feel resonating in your chest before the sound registers in your ears. The crescendo, the devil's throat, Garganta do Diabo, a chasm where 1,500 cubic meters of water plunge per second, generating a colossal mist that ascends toward the sky like spectral figures. Formed 120 million years ago when the continents began their separation, these falls have sculpted a unique micro-ecosystem. Toucans streak through the perpetual spray. Coatis scramble over slick, wet rocks. Butterflies sustain themselves on the constant humidity. During peak flow, over 12,000 cubic meters of water per second hurtle into the abyss. To put it into perspective, this volume is equivalent to draining 5 Olympic swimming pools every single second. When Eleanor Roosevelt first witnessed it, her sole comment was, "Poor Niagara." And she was precisely correct. Lençóis Maranhenses, the desert that defies all logic. Now, envision this. A desert peppered with lagoons, thousands of them. Welcome to Lençóis Maranhenses, a locale where the laws of physics seem to have been suspended. Snow-white dunes stretch into the infinite horizon. Yet, nestled among them, lagoons of crystalline water mirror the sky in impossible shades of azure. It seems hyper-realistic, like a work of digital manipulation. But it is profoundly real. From January through July, torrential downpours saturate the valleys between the dunes. The underlying sand is non-absorbent, trapping the water and thereby creating flawless natural swimming pools. In certain locations, the water depth reaches 3 meters. The relentless wind continually reshapes the landscape, shifting the dunes up to 30 meters annually, constantly altering the desert's contours. No photograph captured today will accurately represent the view tomorrow. Furthermore, fish actually inhabit these ephemeral lagoons. They survive the arid season by remaining buried within the moist sand, patiently awaiting the return of the seasonal rains. Adaptation taken to the extreme. Rio de Janeiro, where mountain, ocean, and metropolis converge. From the summit of Corcovado, Christ the Redeemer extends his embrace over a city that resists easy definition. Rio was not built in spite of its challenging geography, but rather because of it. Copacabana and Ipanema maintain a relentless 24-hour rhythm. At dawn, athletes jog along the shoreline. By midday, thousands throng the sand. As dusk descends, the city illuminates, resembling a constellation spilled across the earth. Sugarloaf Mountain, Pão de Açúcar, dramatically emerges from the ocean, a monolithic granite sentinel. 396 meters of sheer rock face, honed smooth by millennia of wind and salt spray. Yet Rio is also a city defined by stark contrasts. Vibrantly colored favelas scale the hillsides adjacent to soaring, mirrored skyscrapers. Affluence and destitution share the very same visual horizon. Samba originated in the communities, flourished in the streets, and subsequently captivated the world. Cariocas, Rio natives, refer to their home as the marvelous city, Cidade Maravilhosa. This is not hyperbole, it is simply geographic and emotional accuracy. Pantanal, the untamed realm. The largest tropical wetland on the planet. 150,000 square kilometers that undergo a complete metamorphosis twice annually. In the Pantanal, water is the absolute sovereign. During the rainy season, rivers breach their banks. The savanna is subsumed by water, turning into an inland sea. Trees emerge from the inundation like solitary islands. Caimans glide silently among submerged branches. The dry season brings a fundamental shift. The floodwaters recede. Wildlife congregates around increasingly diminished watering holes. This is the moment the true spectacle unfolds. Jaguars. The largest specimens in all of South America make this region their habitat. An adult male can weigh 150 kilograms of sheer muscle and predatory instinct. And unlike in other regions, here they hunt in broad daylight. The density of jaguars in the Pantanal is the highest in the world. Your chances of seeing one? Higher here than anywhere else on the planet. Caimans by the thousands. Capybaras in familial groups of 20 individuals, 5-meter anacondas, hyacinth macaws, the world's largest parrots, traverse the sky in eternal pairs. This is the last great wildlife sanctuary of the Americas. Fernando de Noronha, the Lost Paradise, 1230, 350 kilometers off the coast, 21 volcanic islands, one of the last untouched marine frontiers. Fernando de Noronha is what happens when nature is afforded the time and space to forge perfection. Beneath the waves, a world explodes in color. Sea turtles glide like spacecraft. Sharks rest on the sandy seabed. Schools of tropical fish move like colored smoke. Dolphin Bay harbors the world's largest resident population of spinner dolphins. Every day, hundreds return to this bay, a ritual that has been repeated for generations. Only 420 visitors per day are permitted entry. Does that seem restrictive? That is precisely why paradise remains paradise. At sunset, Morro do Pico, 321 meters of pure basalt, is silhouetted against the flaming sky. That is when you realize some places on Earth are still sacred. Chapada Diamantina, where time stood still in the heart of Bahia, ancient mountains safeguard secrets spanning over 1 billion years. Chapada Diamantina is living geology, history inscribed in stone and water. Canyons cleave the plateau like ancient scars. Caverns open into subterranean halls where the water glows with a supernatural blue. Rivers flow over beds of black crystal. Cachoeira da Fumaça plunges 340 meters, so tall that the wind vaporizes the water before it touches the ground. On dry days, you witness a curtain of mist ascending instead of water descending. More than 120 mapped waterfalls. Hidden pools in the forest where the water is so transparent, it feels as if you are floating in the air. Orchids flourish in microscopic crevices in the rock. Carnivorous plants trap insects in leafy snares. The cerrado here has cultivated species found nowhere else. This is Brazilian nature in its raw, untamed state. Brasilia, the capital of the future. In 1960, in the middle of nowhere, Brazil constructed a capital from scratch. In just 4 years. Viewed from above, Brasilia is shaped like an airplane. This is no coincidence. By design. Oscar Niemeyer conceived a city for the year 3000, Domes that defy gravity, palaces that seem to have alighted from another dimension. Concrete molded as sculpture. The Metropolitan Cathedral emerges from the earth like a crown of glass and concrete. 16 hyperbolic columns symbolize hands ascending toward the heavens. No traditional intersections. Only traffic circles. Blocks dubbed superquadras, superblocks encircled by lush vegetation. A city certainly engineered for the automobile, yet also for the resilient cerrado, savanna, that surrounds it. During the dry season, Brasilia's sky transforms into a canvas. Sunsets suffuse the monuments with hues of red, orange, and purple, as if the entire city catches fire every late afternoon. Brasilia proved that it is possible to envision an entire city and manifest it into reality. São Paulo, the unceasing metropolis, 12 million inhabitants, 39,000 restaurants, 290 museums, skyscrapers that vie with those of any global metropolis. São Paulo does not sleep. Literally, Paulista Avenue is the financial nexus of Latin America. At 6 a.m., executives throng the cafes. By noon, 1.5 million people traverse the area. At midnight, bars and clubs remain packed. In the Liberdade district, you are instantly transported to Japan. Red lanterns, Japanese signage, sushi that would rival Tokyo's best. At the municipal market, vendors hawk Amazonian fruit alongside Italian cheeses and Arabian spices. Yet São Paulo also exposes its scars. Favelas sprawl up hillsides adjacent to luxury condominiums, inequality in high definition. MASP, the São Paulo Museum of Art, hovers above Paulista like a suspended glass box. Inside, masterpieces by Rembrandt, Van Gogh, and Picasso. São Paulo is Brazil amplified. Chaotic, vibrant, disparate, creative, unstoppable. Ouro Preto, where gold sculpted a city. In the mountains of Minas Gerais, the 18th century remains frozen in stone and gold. Ouro Preto was built upon mountains that bled gold, literally. 300 mines extracted tons of gold that enriched Portugal and funded the construction of 13 Baroque churches. Each one more ornate than the last, altars draped in gold leaf, hand-painted ceilings. The streets conform to the impossible contours of the mountains. Stone staircases link narrow alleyways. Colorful colonial houses cluster along steep slopes. Antonio Francisco Lisboa, or Aleijadinho, the little cripple, was born here. A prodigious sculptor who lost his fingers to disease, yet continued carving by binding tools to his hands. His works in soapstone are a global heritage site. Ouro Preto appears to be an open-air museum, because it is. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1980, it offers a perfect window into colonial Brazil. Jericoacoara, the concealed paradise. Nestled amidst the dunes of Ceará, sequestered from the world for decades, lies a village that has become legendary. Jericoacoara, or simply Jerry. Until the 1980s, the only way to reach this location was by jeep, traversing massive dunes and streams. No roads, no electricity, only fishermen and their families inhabited the area. Even today, the streets remain sandy paths. Vehicles are prohibited in the center. At night, you stroll barefoot among restaurants illuminated solely by oil lamps. Every sunset, hundreds ascend a colossal dune. They wait in silence. When the sun meets the horizon, some swear they witness the green flash, an emerald burst that lasts but a single second. Constant winds averaging 25 knots establish Jerry as a kitesurfing haven. Dozens of vibrant kites slice through the air, propelling surfers who appear to soar above the water. Lagoa Azul and Lagoa do Paraíso, pristine mirrors of freshwater bordered by immaculate white sand. The water is so crystalline that the bottom is visible even at a depth of 3 meters. Jericoacoara stands as testament that some paradises still manage to defy the passage of time. From north to south, from the rainforest to the desert, from the ocean to the mountains, from the colonial era to the futuristic skyline. Brazil is not merely a country, it is a multitude of nations sharing a single territory. Throughout this journey, we have traversed thousands of kilometers. We have witnessed locales that defy the imagination, nature in its most pristine and untamed form, cities that chronicle centuries of history, cultures that have coalesced into something entirely novel. Yet these images capture only a mere fraction. Brazil must be experienced sensorially. The warmth of the sand in Jericoacoara, the sheer roar of the water at Iguazu, the profound silence of the Amazon at dawn, the samba pulsating through the streets of Rio. If this video has ignited something within you, do not let that spark extinguish. Subscribe to the channel, share it with anyone who needs to discover this extraordinary nation. And perhaps begin planning your own personal odyssey. Because Brazil is not merely waiting to be seen, it is waiting to be lived.